Welcome to Business News and Other Shit. I'm Amer, your host. We are getting started here. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to throw around some crazy ideas, talk about business. Let's welcome everybody to the show. Before we do that, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the markets. Guys, this is the worst week for the stock market thus far in 2019. The 10-week streak of going up every week is done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Over. We're going to then move to Facebook. Our friends at Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, is changing up the game plan. Totally changing up Facebook. Their business plan is going to change. I got something going on with business today. I like business. I like using the word business today. Business. Then we're going to move to the darling of, I'll say hell right now, Martin Shkreli. Our boy is in jail, and he's doing some crazy ass shit in jail. We're going to talk about what he's up to. Pharma Bro. And finally, we'll talk about the trade deficit. The trade deficit is this thing where, as many people know, we end up buying more stuff from international countries than we sell. And we're in a big trade deficit right now. And Trump's been trying to reduce it to zero. So we can talk about that. And we might even touch upon somewhere in all that mess, 529 plans. If you're not willing to open up a Betterment or Robinhood account and start trading even just a couple $100, if you're not willing to even help yourself, to the parents out there in the world, I say, open a 529 account for your kid so that he or she can go to college in a way cheaper way. Bam. That will challenge you all as parents. Anyone listening to this who is a parent. Let's meet everyone. Shreya, our producer du jour.
Hi.
Hi. That's the sound of a woman who just had a turkey sandwich.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, baby.
Occasion turkey sandwich.
To be specific,
Yes.
It is Southwestern turkey sandwich.
I mean,
Tex-Mex turkey
it's
sandwich.
actually from the Medici, which sounds Italian.
Medici.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah, so...
We make a Tex-Mex sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Great to have you on here, Shreya.
Thank you.
Don't tell Chris this, but he's dead to us.
Okay.
Now that we have you running the show, we don't need him.
Fantastic.
Right?
Thank you.
That's the voice of hallucinating Yahya Rashid, my cousin, wearing a flower shirt.
Yeah, what's up? What is it?
What is it? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man.
Beard rub, please. Ba-dum.
You're welcome.
Are you creeped out by that, Jack?
No, that's like some ASMR stuff.
It
Hey,
is.
he's all over this.
I'm kind of curious to see what Jack's beard rub will be like.
We're already getting snaps from Jack.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Look at that. That's a much better ASMR sound.
Jack, you've done this before.
I mean, no, but yes.
You're not a webcam guy, are you?
No, not anymore.
No, those are you
He had to retire. He gets a retirement age for guys.
Right,
Yeah.
right. What would you say that? 18? 16?
Probably 19.
19.
Got to be over age.
Yes. That's when you retire. The day you become legal. Jack Hutsey. What's up, man?
How's it going? Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Kansas boy.
That's right.
Midwest.
Midwest.
We are Midwest, man. I am too. Born, bred, raised, Midwest. Middle Eastern guy in the Midwest.
There you go.
I don't know quite what that makes me. I guess a Middle Eastern dude in the Midwest.
The middle guy.
Middle.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Middle sounds like an In-N-Out, like secret menu kind of thing.
Whoa. You just thought of a great name for a restaurant, dude.
The middle.
Middle.
So wait. What is middle? Is that something? Is that a thing? Or we just make it up?
I think we just made it up.
You said it.
It's now a thing.
It's a thing now.
Jack, you are a comedian.
Yes.
What I respect about you a lot, Jack, is you are doing it for real, man. A lot of people are like, part-timers and, I'm a comedian, but they like, full-time doing so much other stuff and they don't really dedicate themselves. But what I like about you is like, no, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You're pursuing, in the midst of pursuing a master's degree. You haven't started it yet, but a master's degree in
I'm
screenwriting.
hoping to start soon.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's one thing. You are a sketch comedy writer, and you have lots of sketches you've written, and you're also currently putting on a show called Unprotected. Wait for it. Unprotected Sketch. I like the name, man.
Yeah, play on words.
Love it. I'm a big play on words guy. POW. You guys can see Jack Hutsey March 13th this Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. at the Logan Square Improv. Tickets are $5. They'll be putting on their sketch show. You will laugh your balls off, I guarantee you.
Yes.
For the women, you will laugh your tails off. Thanks for being with us, Jack.
Yeah, I've got some promotional material.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is this?
That is a condom.
Get out of here. You guys made these? Custom?
Sayitwithacondom.com, and you can say something with a condom.
Ah, well
Yeah.
done. Does the camera catching that?
Yeah. It is.
Okay. Is the camera catching this?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I only did that once. I'm never doing it again.
Oh.
No.
He uses that package.
For what?
Let's not talk about it right now.
No, so yeah, Jake. So I feel like a lot of people don't like whenever I think about like if I want to go see a musician, I'm gonna pay to go see a musician, right? I want to see good stuff. I want to see someone who's dedicated to their craft. I don't want to see a part-time musician. I want to see Madonna or
Right.
Coldplay or whatever. Like I want to see Soulja Boy. Like they're dedicated. That's what they do full time, right? And so when I hear comedians, other people go, "Oh yeah, I'm doing it," and they do like 5 hours a week, 3 hours. I'm like, "Yo, come on now, commit, baby."
Yeah.
So I respect that in you, Jack.
Thank you.
So let's get started, guys. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a shorter podcast here. This was the worst week for the stock market thus far, 2019. Why, people may ask? It's not down a ton. It's down maybe like 1.5% this week. So it's really just kind of plodding along. But it is down. And there's a couple reasons. One is some data came out of China yesterday. Remember, we're a global economy. So everything that happens around the globe affects us. It's no longer just some sort of boring, our domestic economy is all that matters. No. China has been going down the last year and a half, I'd say, because Trump has started this trade war. That's one of the biggest reasons China's struggling, right? We're taxing so many Chinese goods and we're taxing so many other countries' goods that the commerce isn't moving as smoothly as it usually does. So that's one reason. The export numbers coming out of China were not very good. Today, this morning, the Commerce Department of the United States government reported only 20,000 jobs in America were created in the month of February.
As opposed to how many?
Usually 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah. People were not hiring in February. Now, it could be a bunch of different reasons. I don't know what. But definitely eyebrows were raised. People were like, whoa, is this the economic slowdown we've all been expecting? And maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. 1 month isn't like, a guaranteed reason or, a guarantee as to why the economy, if the economy is really, truly slowing down.
Could it just be because February only has 2 to 3 less days than a normal month?
Very smart.
So those extra 180,000 jobs would have been created at the end of this month. At the end of that month,
Right. Very smart. What they do is something called seasonally adjusting. They adjust for those kinds of things. Like they'll factor in the fact that those 2 days, it has 2 days less, to determine, Well, wait. You're saying because that's too, like, what if all the
that's what I'm saying. I was a little
All the
surprised.
hiring gets done in the last 2 days of the month.
I was like, he's like, yeah, you're very smart. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that. But are you sure you're getting? I'm not sure you're getting what I'm saying.
I wasn't. I was thinking you were saying like I don't know what the hell I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying like, hey, it's February, like maybe it's cold winter or something. And I'm like, yeah, no, they adjust for it. But what you're saying is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, which I like.
Thank you.
Can I add something that might be equally dumb? But
Please, Shreya.
maybe not.
From you, it's not dumb, Shreya.
Oh, thank you.
From me, I hear it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Totally. Please go for it.
Okay, so I really love the support in this group, but so
We're trying to make up for the fact that we didn't have really a soul woman on for like 30 weeks straight.
okay.
So we got a lot to make up.
Okay. So question is that what if like people have been saying that unemployment was at its lowest, right? Like everybody's got a job. Could that be a reason that hiring is so low? People are already set.
It's funny you say that.
Stupid question.
Yeah, so dumb. No, yeah, you're basically saying like if everyone's got a job, then there's no one to hire, right? So the unemployment rate is 3.8%. That means 96.2% of Americans, right, call it, I don't know, 360 million of the 380 million are employed. And that's not exactly right. The real way to think about it is only 150 million Americans are eligible for employment. Like there's a lot of kids who aren't, and there's a lot of senior citizens who are out of the workforce. So of the 150 million, 145 are employed. So there's 5 million people who don't have jobs that are looking for jobs. Mm-hmm. That's what 3.8% means. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, because there's 3.8, because most people do have a job, it might make sense that like, oh well, there's no one to hire, but there still is a pool of people to hire from. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, it's actually a good point. Like, if you're like an engineering company like Tesla and you're looking for an engineer, but most of the engineers are hired, then yeah, maybe it does make it trickier to try and find the right guy, and so you're not hiring as many people.
Yeah, because the leftovers might not be as good.
But the other thing is, the leftovers might be not good. Yeah. The bottom of the barrel are just sitting around looking for a job.
The leftovers. It's just a fair way to call it. These people are the leftovers.
Yeah. I'm already like revoking the niceness you've given me.
Tesla's in the room trying to hire this guy. They're like, this guy's sloppy seconds. We don't want to hire this guy.
Yeah, he's a leftover.
Yeah,
he's from GE. We don't want this clown. But I think the reality is companies can also grab employees from all over the world using work visas. So they can if Tesla needs engineers and they're not finding people here, they can grab people from Beijing, from wherever around the world, from Latin America, and hire them and bring PhDs here. So I don't think that's no. I think that if American companies need to hire people, they will get people to fill those jobs if they absolutely needed it. Yeah, so unemployment numbers came out, and Americans, we just didn't hire. So, but 1 month doesn't mean too much. You'd want to see a trend before making any big conclusions. I think people are looking at the market going down as like, not a big deal. Like, let's keep investing. Like, the fact that we got some bad data here yesterday and today, I think people are like investors, like the big dudes, are still really optimistic. And so that's why the market didn't really go down much this week. You'd think with bad exports number from China and these bad job numbers, you'd think the market would have went down a little bit more than 1%. But it didn't. So
that's what happens when they listen to your podcast.
What's that?
That's what happens when people listen to your podcast.
They just keep buying the market?
Yeah, they
keep investing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure this podcast is driving up the entire stock market for sure.
Yeah, exactly. All you. Good job, bro.
Patting myself on the back if you can't see me. So anyway, that's what's going on in the markets. Now, I brought up a funny thing. I think like for those who, listen to the podcast and haven't opened up a Robinhood or Betterment or Stash account yet, to you I say, oh listener, what about for your kid? I know you might say, Amer, I don't have any kids. And to you, I say, get some kids.
Just find a random kid on the street.
Yeah.
Let me up a Robinhood account for you or a Stash account.
Yeah. I mean, they might find you creepy, especially their parents. But tell them, I'm trying to give you money. No, so, open up a 529 plan. A 529 plan, for those of you who never heard of, especially the parents, is basically an account where you put money into the account, Jack, and it grows tax-free. Oh. So as you're making, so let's say you put, I don't know, $100,000 into a 529 plan over a period of time.
Right.
You're saving up, you put $100,000, and it grows to, lo and behold, after 20 years, call it $700,000. That probably is what the average is in the United States. Every 20 years, the the stock market will make your money go up 8 times. It's kind of crazy. But if you were to invest $100,000 and it goes to $700,000 by the year 2038, right? 20 years from now, when your kid goes to college, you have $600,000 of gains from your $100,000.
Damn.
I know, right?
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
If a person loves their kid, they would do this.
I wish my parents had done that.
Sorry, Freya. I hate to break it to you. They do not like you.
Damn it.
I'm sure your parents love you. You're just a wonderful human being. That can only come from a home full of love.
Thank you.
Wait, so this 529 account, is there like a...
You don't have kids, man. What are you worried about? Do you have kids that we don't know about?
He's gonna go find
I
one
want
on
to do
the
it for
street.
myself, okay?
Don't tell me you got kids in Brazil for some reason.
I want to invest for my future kids.
There you go. Actually, you probably can do that.
Really?
I think you can name to be named beneficiary.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure you can do that. Go ahead.
So my question is, like, is there any sort of stipulation? Like, you cannot withdraw from this account or anything like that? Or
If you do withdraw, you will pay tax. You can withdraw any time as long as it's used for tuition, books, or room and board.
That's it. Okay.
All right, for your kids. It's got to be used for. You seem unhappy with that, Jack.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be like a fun money-making device. But it seems like it has a point and a purpose.
Yeah, they're saying basically, hey, you can skip paying Uncle Sam on your $600,000 of winnings,
Right.
if you use this for education. Which, come on, that might be the only good thing that our government's ever done in the last 20 years.
That is
create
pretty
that
good.
plan.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we want to educate our employees, our constituents, our citizens.
But it's also terrifying. No, not terrifying, but it gives me pause that you would raise or invest and get $600,000 to pay for college. Like, the fact that college could be near that expensive,
Yes,
is
bananas.
painful.
It drives me crazy. It's gonna be, I think, right? It's like what, 40, 50 grand a year right now for private schools.
72 grand.
72? Is that you, Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Per year?
Yeah, I mean they
Not
say
tuition.
Well, yeah, so they say tuition is like 55.
55. And then tack on an extra 17 for like room and board.
Yeah, I think it's like an extra like 15 for room and board, and there's like a $2,000 like life fee or something, which is just like
$2,000 life fee.
Who knows what that
Just for
means?
being alive there. You
Yeah.
know?
They're charging you
Yeah.
for them letting you live on their campus.
Letting you live in general.
Yeah.
And then and then there's like this random fee for like a U-Pass, like the venture card.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice, but I did the calculations and I'd have to like go like I'd have to take like 30 or 40 trips downtown by like 3 different CTA routes to like make up that
Break
the amount of money. Yeah.
Basically, they ripped you off on the UPass.
Yeah, basically.
Just sell it on eBay.
yeah.
Find someone that looks like you.
Okay.
Because there are pictures on it, right?
Well, yeah, with your name.
With your name?
Yeah.
Bus driver won't worry about you. Don't worry about your name.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be creepy. Some random dude's gonna be walking around with your UPass.
I don't like that.
Or if you want to help someone, just give it to like a homeless person. Be like, yo, here's my UPass.
Yeah, but then when I do use it, I kind of want to use it.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I got you.
It's crazy.
That's annoying, right?
Yeah.
All right. Darren, which reminds me, by the way, besides giving a 529 plan to your kids, which is, God, if you think about it, one of the best gifts you can give your kid, right, is to save 18 years in advance for their college in 2038. Besides that, another wonderful gift you can give to yourself is giving people money, like giving money away. Why? I really believe, and I feel like this has been happening in my own life, when I am willing to like give money to people or feed people, a homeless person, hey, can I have $1? I usually say, how about I buy you a sandwich? I'll run in Walgreens or somewhere, grab a sandwich, give it to them. That I feel like not only makes me feel great in the moment, but I really do believe in how money is like a flow. Like almost like water out of a hose. Like the more I keep money moving, the more it kind of moves back to me. You know what I mean? It's almost circular.
It's kind of like karma in terms of money.
Karma?
In terms of money.
Yeah.
Car money.
Car money. That's what I heard for a second. It's almost like car money.
Yeah.
Middle, Carmony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We
can get a
just,
few more.
Yeah. Ekarmoney. I wonder what that would be.
It's like you give money
It's
to a homeless
investing.
person and then you fall in love.
Hey.
Like
So
Ekarmoney.
sweet, yeah. Except
Yeah.
eHarmony.
Yeah.
With the homeless person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, you fall in love with the homeless person?
That's what eHarmony is.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't you heard of it?
It's
Pass.
the newbie.
Pass?
Yeah.
You should try it, man.
Maybe.
Which reminds me, Ali Wong. Do you guys know who she is? She's a comedian on
Yeah.
that, right? She has a great bit about how she unintentionally slept with a homeless person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unintentionally?
Yeah, she didn't know she.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, you should check that out on Netflix. I think it's called Mama Cobra or something like that, or
Yeah.
something Cobra.
That's great.
It might just be called Cobra. Anyway, Ali Wong. So 529 plans and feeding people and just giving your money away. Like I really believe in these things as gifts to other people and how it'll come back to you as you participate in the flow of money. So yeah, 529 plans. So again, you put in $100,000 or you save up $100,000 over time. With the American stock market's historical performance, the expectation would be that it would be 7 or 8 times in 20 years. It would be 8x your original investment. All right, so your 100 becomes 700 or 800. Let's say 700. You have $600,000 in gains, which you'd normally have to pay 30% tax on.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it'd be long-term gains, so maybe a little less, 20%. But Uncle Sam's saying, yo, you don't have to pay us tax. Just use that money on educational purposes. And by the way, if your kid decides not to go to school for some reason, you can actually give it to someone else for educational purposes or for yourself. You can go back to school and use it. Yeah. You can give it to grandkids or future grandkids that haven't been named yet or born yet. So 529 plans, get on it.
Last question. Can this one account be used for multiple children then? Or is it just one child? Then?
Each account has to have a single beneficiary.
Okay.
So for example, I have a daughter. I have an account for her. And then we have a newborn son. I have not opened his account yet. Don't tell him.
I won't. I know he'd be very angry.
Yeah, he'd
Probably
slug me.
pee in your face or something like that.
He's already done that, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, 529 plans. Get on it, people. You don't want to help yourself? You don't open Robinhood account? Fine, I don't care. Don't open it. Open something for your kid. 529. I think the one, by the way, I opened was called Bright Start, which I think was a really good one. So check out Bright Start, y'all. Moving on. Ayyy.
Ayyy.
Rise up, lights.
Rise up lights. For those of you who can't tell, Amer is saying rise up lights.
Rise up, lights.
And it sounds like razor blades in a British accent.
Ayyy. Facebook. Marky Zuckerberg. Our boy. Man, this dude is just... I don't know what he's turning with Facebook into, man. If it was a dumpster fire before, right? I'm picturing a big dumpster in an alley with a bunch of flames coming out of it. What it is now, I'd say, is...
Bunch of homeless people holding hands around it saying kumbaya.
Yeah, that's a dumpster fire with eHarmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what. So like he's about to do a huge shift in their business plan. Huge shift, big pivot. He wants to pivot the company. Game-changing plan that he has. What is he trying to do? All right. So first of all, let's remember what Facebook is, right? Mark Zuckerberg ripped off the Winklevoss-es. Or should I say Winklevii? Right?
Latin plural.
Thank you, Jack. Literary genius you are. So the whole that was how the company that's the foot the company got off on, was ripping off these brothers Facebook, which we saw on Social Network, right? That movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Then Snapchat comes out with Snapchat Stories. That was their whole thing, and literally rips off stories for IG and I'm afraid to say it, but Facebook. Do you guys see Facebook stories? They just Why do I hate Facebook stories?
I think everybody does. Does anyone use them?
I'm shuddering at the idea.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Some pop up for me from friends of mine. I'm like, you're making Facebook stories? I judge those people.
Yeah.
And for all my friends who are on Facebook that are making stories, I'm sorry. Do you use Facebook stories, Chuck? They'll say yes.
You can't say yes
I
now.
can't say yes, and I won't say yes
Thank God.
because It's just like, I don't know. It just seems like for me, stories are for Instagram. Facebook is for probably nothing right now.
Event announcements or promotional
exactly.
stuff?
Yeah, promotional stuff. Snapchat I don't use anymore.
Yeah.
And Twitter is basically where I go to get my daily outrage or news.
Yeah, which basically are the same thing.
Outrage, yeah.
Synonymous.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ripped. Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg ripped off stories and used them on IG and Facebook. And now he's decided to completely finish off. He basically decided to pull an R. Kelly on Snapchat.
Ooh.
And now he's completely stealing their business plan. And he says, Facebook, all I'm picturing is him going up to Sheryl Sandberg, busting through a door. He's like, Sheryl, we're going private. And he wants to privatize Facebook. So right now, Facebook is this platform where every effing thought that crosses your mind, people post it on Facebook. There, I said it. I can't stand Facebook for that reason. People stop posting every thought you have right now.
That's
Please.
what Twitter is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what
Twitter is
yeah.
actually even worse, right? But he's saying no more. No mas. Zuckerberg is saying no mas. We're going to go private so that if you're going to send something, just like Snapchat, you're sending it to a person or a group, and then it gets permanently deleted.
No, they'll keep it.
That's what they're saying. He wrote this on a blog post, and he even did a conference about it.
But isn't that it wasn't the whole purpose of Facebook? Like its whole value is in that you can keep in contact with people you haven't seen in years or whatever. It's where it's the one place where you can connect with people who you aren't actively talking to.
Yeah.
So
Right.
wouldn't that just ruin the whole entire product?
Let's also say this. I think 95% of Facebook's revenue, right, their billions in revenue, is from advertising when you're scrolling through public posts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
What then happens? I mean, maybe they somehow rejigger the advertising platform to continue to make the money.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm Procter and Gamble and I'm trying to sell my, Colgate toothpaste, I'm probably knocking on Zuckerberg's door and be like, "What are you doing, you dumbass?"
Yeah.
So I don't know how that advertising is going to do this. So I don't know. Facebook has had huge privacy issues. So the fact that they're trying to go private themselves, Facebook and privacy go together like Palestinians and Jews. All right, you try and put Facebook and privacy together, you just get I don't know, war. That's what you get basically.
And hummus.
Yeah, that's true. You do get hummus from Palestinian and Jews living together.
Hummus sounds good. Actually, we're talking about saganaki. That sounds really good right now.
Oh, saganaki, isn't that flaming cheese?
Yes.
Woo! Jack, I love me some dairy. My wife won't let me really eat it because she loves me so much.
Yeah.
She knows dairy is not good for a person.
It'll mess you up.
It'll mess you up, and it does mess me up. I'm not kidding. Sometimes I hide from her, and I hide eating. I go into the closet.
What's your go-to cheese?
Oh man, blue cheese, baby.
Really?
I love blue.
Oh,
Give me some
man.
rotten cheese,
Oh,
man.
No.
I love it so much, and I hide it from my wife so much. I go into closets and eat it sometimes. And I'm not talking about a walk-in closet. I'm talking about when you open up and you have to move the clothes to the side, and I go in there and I close the door,
yeah.
and then I eat the cheese. And then my daughter's like, "Baba, what are you doing in there?" I'm like, "Go away. Leave me alone. Are you eating cheese?" I said, "Leave me alone." I try and finish it as quick as I can so I don't have to share it.
That's probably why your wife knocks on the bathroom door, asking what you're doing.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's talking about... I have this situation where... Oh, man, I hate to bring this up. My wife...
Does she watch these podcasts?
No, she doesn't, thank God.
Oh.
Then go.
Go. Yeah.
I love my wife so much. I love her so much. She cares about our family so much, and she's she gets me on my shit. She makes sure that I'm keeping an eye out with the kids, having a good connection with the kids, because I can just float into outer space sometimes. And she's like, "Where are you mentally? Where are you right now?" And I'll be like, "Blue cheese." I don't know. So sometimes when I'm in the bathroom on my phone for a long time, she'll just poof, bust through the door and be like, "What are you doing? Like, these kids are running around crazy out here. They need, it's important that you spend time with them and that we're watching both of them. Because if it's just one set of eyes on these two kids, something could happen. So she's like caring for them, caring for herself, caring for me. What a wonderful woman, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to poop. Leave me alone.
It's your only me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what that has to do with Facebook right now, I have no idea how we got there.
It's how you want your privacy, and yet
Yeah.
you're losing it.
Yeah.
Losing your privacy.
So
Losing my privacy. Thank you.
you're welcome.
No idea how we got from privacy to blue cheese to. So yeah. So good luck, Facebook. God help you. I have no idea what this company's going to become. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Has anyone ever heard of Pharma Bro? Doesn't Soulja Boy have like a what's Soulja Boy's favorite, like most popular song? Anyone know? Off the top of their head?
Well, for me, it's the "Hop Up Out the Bed" that song.
Hop
turn
Up
my
Out the Bed?
turn my swag on,
Turn my swag on. Yeah.
or the
yeah.
original of the Super Soaker.
Yeah, that one. I forget. Is that what it's? I don't know what it's called.
How does it go? Anyone know?
Dun, dun.
Soldier Boy video.
Yeah.
Watch me crank that,
There's
watch
like
me
that's
roll.
Crank
the
that, yeah.
dance, you know?
Oh, watch
The
me-
Super-
Superman, that hoe.
Yeah.
Watch me
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Going on and on, you know.
What was the last part? What?
Watch me you.
You. Yeah, he ain't trying to do that. Just knocked over the whole microphone stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli, our Soldier Boy, who you all remember for. He runs a Swiss pharmaceutical company. It was called Turing. Now they renamed it to Phoenixus because it was just so dragged through the mud in the media. But this is the dude who took the HIV pill, right? That heals HIV. For his company, raised it from the price of $13.50 per pill to $750 per pill.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, his middle name is Martin Price Gouge the shit out of you, Shkreli.
Can they do that?
He can do whatever he wants. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't quite know what the rules are around, like, pricing items. If you're a monopoly, like a utility or something like that, like you're selling electricity, then there's some more government regulation. I think around drugs, there's not much government regulation on prices.
That sounds wrong.
Right?
I feel like drugs is where price regulation needs to be, especially like medicinal drugs.
I could be wrong. But I know the FDA gets involved in like approving drugs.
Yeah.
But I don't think like the FTC gets involved in pricing drugs. I've never heard of that. I could be wrong though.
Oh, not saying that you're wrong. Like, it's
Yeah.
wrong in our system.
I agree.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. I could be wrong. Like, can you imagine like if Claritin, they made it like millions of dollars? I guess for most of these drugs, there's competition. I guess they must have had a drug that didn't have much competition.
Yeah.
So anyway, this dude, for securities fraud, he was investigated and found that he was guilty of securities fraud with one of his old companies. He had basically stolen a whole bunch of money, Bernie Madoff style. And not exactly like Bernie Madoff, but kind of like that. And so he's in jail right now. This dude's got 7 years behind bars. And there's been this whole expose on him. It's been discovered. This dude is still running his company from behind bars using a contraband cell phone. A cell phone that's been smuggled in to jail.
Is it
They take it away.
is it a nice cell phone?
iPhone X.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I just made that up.
It's a Nokia.
Imagine it was a
Nokia.
Motorola Razr he's
Oh,
running.
man.
It probably is like a Motorola Razr.
It's
or
got to be
something
like a burner or like a flip phone. Or,
Oh wait, no, I heard he's also tweeting from a fake name. So no, it must be
Oh
a
my God.
smartphone.
this is
It's
like,
like
Orange is the New Black or something.
It's a BlackBerry.
It's a-
I think I had the Curve back in the day.
Yeah. So our boy, inmate 8706443229-3, has made some friends in jail. So all this stuff's been discovered about this guy. He's got two friends, one named Krispy with a K, and one named D-Rock. And these two dudes walk around with him, and I quote from the Wall Street Journal article, Krispy and D-Rock, who walk regularly with Martin Shkreli, affectionately call him asshole. I'm just trying to picturing like two huge black dudes or something, which it's not because This is a low. I mean, it's probably not, but I don't know. But it's a low
minimum security.
Thank you, minimum security prison. So I'm picturing a bunch of white collar white dudes.
Yeah.
In this facility.
Embezzlement guys.
Exactly. What embezzlement guys call themselves Krispy and D-Rock? Are these
probably
the guys
to
from
protect their true identities to their families?
Jeez.
I bet you this Krispy dude has a lisp. So he's like, my name is Krispy.
Hey, don't fuck with my boy, asshole.
Exactly.
Price gouging Shkreli. So this dude, after poking so many millions of people in the eye with $750 pills, he's now bulking up in prison, getting a little bigger. And supposedly, again, I quote, he's now able to do 15 push-ups without stopping.
Wow.
Low impact.
This guy, yeah, push-ups are great, right? This dude is like, I wouldn't even call him medium build.
Knees, right?
On his knees.
That's low impact, yeah.
The only time he's on his knees is when Krispy's in front. The only time he's on his knees is when Krispy's in front of him. I think he's Krispy's prison bitch.
They're prison married.
All right, so this dude, and finally, again, quoting, he's been seeing the prison therapist, and his role in the prison is to care for the prison kittens.
All right.
Okay.
These are prison cats. I wonder what those cats are guilty of. How'd they get in there?
Poor cats.
They probably keep them to keep the rodent population down.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like Disney World.
That's right.
They keep feral cats.
Keep the rodent population down. Your cats will eat the mice, right?
Yeah.
The rats.
Yeah.
I think that which my guess means at some point those cats should, in the next 7 years, those cats should be eating Martin Shkreli himself. $3.7 billion company. His company value has actually been going up. He's been actually the interim CEO that he hired and placed, who he's been kind of controlling, he called him up on this burner phone, on this contraband phone, to fire him. The dude is literally running the company.
That's how you do it.
Shkreli, you clown. So anyway, Pharma Bro.
Pharma Bro?
That's what a lot of finance people call this guy. Pharma Bro.
Gotcha.
I mean, have you seen this guy? He looks like, I don't know. I hate to talk about how people look. I will not. I won't say it. He just, ugh. Jack said something funny. How would you describe his face,
He's
Jack?
got a punchable face.
Very punchable face.
You called him a weasel.
Yeah.
And that's like, yeah.
I hate to judge people on how they look. It's just not fair. It's a low blow, but he really does look that way.
It's like, yeah, the outside matches the inside of this guy.
Yes. Moving on. Our last but not least topic of conversation, tariffs, trade deficit, China. All right, so as we all remember what trade deficits are, right? Trade deficit is, what's a good example? France. Okay, we have a trade program with France. America trades with France. We will buy Bordeaux wine and cheese.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese, of course. Actually, in their case, probably brie.
Yeah. Oh, oui.
Oui. We will buy brie and Bordeaux wine. And from us, they'll buy Harley Davidsons and iPhones. All right? And so, depending on who's buying more stuff, there could be a trade. One country is going to have a trade deficit. And in our case, because Americans love to consume shit, we usually have the trade deficit with countries. We buy so much shit. All right. Globally, our trade deficit is $891 billion, meaning we buy $890 billion more than we sell. We're buying a lot more stuff than we sell, than we export out the country. That's goods. For services, all right, which is different, right? Picture anyone who does a service, consulting, McKinsey, or whatever, technology and, fixing stuff, and those are services. We actually have a surplus of $270 billion. So we're actually, people are buying our services more than we're buying their services. All right? I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we can attribute that entire surplus to the Geek Squad from Best Buy.
Definitely.
Those guys are just destroying it globally.
Are they? Because I broke my Surface and they couldn't help me.
What?
Yeah.
They're busy fixing computers in China.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
So it stayed broke.
It just doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Now, here's the funny thing, right? Trump has been trying the whole year. First of all, this is a record trade deficit. We're at a we're now at a record. Our trade deficit net is $621 billion. If you look at the goods and services and subtract them off from each other, $621 billion. All right. It's a record. This is the highest it's ever been. And for the last year or so, Trump has been trying to shrink that trade deficit. Against most economists' advice, he's uber focused on this trade deficit. And it's only gotten bigger as he's put more tariffs out there. Right? He's taxing all these goods coming into America. Umbrellas from China, Bordeaux wine from France. He's taxing it all. Thinking like Americans going to buy less of this stuff. Why would we want to pay 10% tax on Bordeaux wine or umbrellas from China? But lo and behold, it's actually getting bigger. So sorry, Trump, it ain't working. Now, the thing is, the trade deficit is not that big of a deal. The fact that we have a trade deficit is not that big of a deal. Like,
that was my question.
Trade is only 3% of GDP. It just doesn't make a it doesn't make up a big portion of our economy. So it's not. Now, the only time it really matters is when you start messing with the trade deficit, like Trump is doing right now. When you start taxing it and hurting China, the way he's hurting China, in such a I would call aggressive way, very unfriendly way, it starts to F with their economy. And if their economy starts to sputter, guess what? We're so intertwined business-wise with China, it just affects all of our relationships and all the China-America business. So that, it's so ironic that the year he comes into office and tries to basically stop the trade deficit from getting bigger, it actually gets bigger under his watch. Thank you, Donnie Politics.
It's Trump for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is Trump. Do you have a favorite? Does anybody here have a favorite import that they like to buy from a different country?
I like to buy camels from the Middle East.
How many camels do you own?
At least 100. They're all red camels too.
Damn. I don't even know the difference.
They're extra special.
Oh.
They have a special milk.
I'm scared to ask you what you do with these camels.
Then don't ask.
My favorite import is probably cars. I love German cars. Love German cars. I drive a Jeep Wrangler right now, so I don't have one, but I used to drive a German car, like a Volkswagen or a BMW or something. Man, those things. No one makes a car like the Germans. It just feels so tight.
They're pretty nice.
They are. So yeah. Thank you, Trump, for our trade deficit.
Anybody got a 2020 favorite?
2020 favorite?
The Democratic candidate.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, we talked about this last
week,
episode.
right? Man.
Is he eligible? Isn't he from South Africa?
Right, he's not born in America.
Oh.
So I don't think he'd be eligible. But for God's sakes, for someone trying to fix the whole oil problem.
Mm-hmm. And hyperlink, right?
What's hyperlink?
The Hyperloop. From downtown to O'Hare.
He's doing he's doing that?
Isn't he?
I didn't know that.
Oh.
He might be, actually.
Maybe.
Oh.
Damn. Is that going to be underground?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long would it take us to get to O'Hare?
25 minutes.
Woo!
Downtown to O'Hare, yeah.
That's gangsta.
Yeah.
Damn, that's gangsta.
But it's also $25.
Yeah.
A ride, yeah.
Wow. It makes sense. Favorites. I don't have a favorite right now. I'd have to think about it. Look. I like Bernie. The guy's crazy, but I like him.
Is he too old?
Yeah, he's too old. And I still like him.
If he does get inaugurated, he'll probably die.
During his speech.
God give you life, Bernie. Do you have a favorite?
Nah, I don't know. Maybe Kamala Harris.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I haven't really looked into her too much.
Yeah, there's probably 10 already. And I feel right now they're just going to be cannibalizing each other. But
yeah.
I guess probably just wait another year to see who's emerging. Michael
Bloomberg, right? Basically one of the richest men in America.
He said no.
He bowed out. Which surprised me.
Starbucks guy is still going, right?
Howard Schultz, yep.
Schultz,
Yeah. Wonder what kind of coffee he'll serve in the White House if he wins.
Burnt.
Acid coffee. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, we got to drink it. because he's president. I don't think if Bloomberg thinks he can't win, this guy Howard Schultz can't win.
No.
I don't know. Just do it for your ego, Howard. Well, Godspeed, Democratic candidates. We're waiting for Joe Biden to come in.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wrap up. That's our show, guys. Thank you all for being here, Jack. Thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, guys. March 13th, this Wednesday, Logan Square Improv, $5, 8:30 p.m. Unprotected sketch. Peace.